Welcome back. I'm Taiwo. Welcome to my space. Today we want to talk about an aspect of dating that I'm not sure I've heard a lot about online. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about the dating or courting relationships. We've been talking about what happens in a relationship, what should we do, what shouldn't we do, how do we navigate, who should we talk to, and all that. Today I want to talk about when dating is discontinued. We realize that it's not all courtships that end up in marriage. It's not every time we hear God expressly to the point that it is the person we are going to get married to that we date. Some people, thank God for them, that first person they got married to is the only person they've dated. It can't be so, and it hasn't been so with everybody. It doesn't make anybody better than another, but sometimes you've dated this person, you were really sure this was God's will, or you decided maybe we should manage, after a while we'll get along. Eventually it's discontinued. That's okay, it's not the end of life. So when dating or courtship is discontinued, what happens? How do we handle it? That's what we want to talk about today. Dating or courtship is not marriage. Why do dating relationships end? Why do some relationships not end in marriage? Number one, there is unequal yoking. If there's an unequal yoke, it means you have been trying to fix a square peg on a round hole. It doesn't work. So if it was an unequal yoke from the beginning, and probably along the way somebody's eyes open to the truth, the relationship will be discontinued. It may not even be you wanting to discontinue it. The fact that the two of you can no longer go along with each other just means that there has been an unequal yoking. For instance, if you are a child of God, you are born again, you've committed your life to Jesus, you want to honor God, you want to please God in your relationship, but you're dating this person who doesn't care. You thought he or she was a Christian, but as you began to date the person, you discover, oh, he's not really a Christian, he doesn't have my kind of values. Like I know an instance of, two persons who were dating. One person told the other, I wouldn't want to sleep with anybody until I get married, which of course, if the two of you are Christians, that is taken for granted. And the other person said, oh, that's fine. But she didn't realize that that other person was sleeping around. So you don't want to sleep until you get married. It's okay, no problem. I go sleep with who wants to sleep with me. But for you, no problem. I leave you to wait. They can't continue. It's an unequal yoke. So that can lead to a courtship or dating relationship breaking up. Another reason is unexplainable lack of peace. No fights, no quarrel. You can't even pick something against the other person. You can't say, oh, this is what he did, this is what she didn't do. There's just an unexplainable lack of peace in you. If that happens, please don't rush into that relationship, that marriage. So that can happen. It also doesn't mean that any of you is bad or is not spiritual enough. It's just that this person is not fully convinced, and the person decides to take a break or to discontinue it, it should not be a problem at all. Another reason that the dating or courtship relationship can be discontinued is if you were not meant for each other from the beginning. I mean, if we are Christians, we ought to know by now that everything that happens to us works together for good, because we love God and we are called according to his purpose. I have been praying that God would help me to go into a relationship that pleases him. I have been praying that God will lead the person who will be my future life partner to me, and I thought this was the person, and eventually the relationship was discontinued. I should believe that it was not meant to be from the beginning. I believe personally that everything in my life works together for good. So if you believe Romans 8:28, you shouldn't die over a relationship that was discontinued. You also shouldn't have any hurts or any hurtful feelings because a relationship ended if it was not meant to be. Sometimes it is because we've made mistakes. That's why a relationship can be discontinued. You made a mistake, you were looking for the wrong things, or you probably didn't listen when maybe your parents or other significant others were prompting you. You said you would go into it, or you probably didn't even know enough. Sometimes you made uninformed decisions. It was a mistake. It's okay. And now it is discontinued. That's fine. The world will not end. So these are some of the reasons why a relationship can be discontinued. Move on. God, who knows the end from the beginning and knows the beginning from the end, actually knew before you were formed in your mother's womb that this would happen. So believe that our sovereign God already knew before now, and move on. A relationship can be discontinued. It may not lead to marriage. Not all relationships lead to marriage. So when relationships are discontinued, why do people then hurt? Why do they get bitter? Why do they seek to hurt the other person? One reason I can think of is because they have invested physically and emotionally in that relationship. See, there is a way you invest yourself in a relationship that shouldn't be. If you begin to live as if you're already married, of course, when it ends, it will hurt because it will look like a divorce. So don't invest physically, financially, emotionally in a relationship that is not already sealed in marriage. If the relationship was honoring God, then there shouldn't really be a problem discontinuing it if it has to be discontinued. Sometimes the reason is societal shame. Now that this relationship didn't work, what will people say? What will my friends say? And after all I've told them about this person, doesn't matter. Life is more than that. It didn't work, that's it. So be it. You don't owe anybody any explanation. Move on your life and trust God. Do other things with your life. Don't moan and begin to grieve because of a relationship that ended. So societal shame. A lot of times the society pushes us into things we were not ready for. Many times we do things for the society. So societal shame can be a reason why people hurt because their relationship ended. Another reason is because people don't feel complete in themselves. So they hurt because this person has left their life. You even hear people say, what do I do now? How do I continue? What will become of me? How does my life go on? Your life will move on. They didn't born you the same day. Even if you came from the same womb as twins, your life will move on. Twins lose each other. Some twins, one will die and one will continue. So move on. Your life will move on. Find your self-esteem and continue your life. Also, when there's entitlement. Some people, when their relationships end, you hear them say things like, after all I've done for you and your family, after all I've invested in your family, I built a house for your mother in the village, I trained you in school, and when you are in love with me and you built a house for my mother, and you trained me in school because you were in love with me and we thought we were going to get married, you did it out of love. There is nothing that love cannot do. So whatever you gave in the marriage was given because you were in a relationship with this person, because you loved this person. So it shouldn't be because the relationship did not end in marriage, you begin to, everything that is wrong with that person, the whole world will hear it. You even hear people say, you have to give me back the 5 years I wasted in this relationship. You wasted it. And she or he also wasted 5 years. You were in a relationship, it didn't work. That's it. So there is no entitlement. There is no, he or she is not owing you anything. Two of you were in a relationship. That's it. So relationships don't all end in marriage. That's what I'm trying to say in this video. Sometimes it can be really painful, but if you have not been living as married people, it shouldn't be too difficult to discontinue. You just trust God because you believe Romans 8:28. May the Lord help us to see beyond our nose when we are dating, so that our lives can be easier. A lot of things we entangle ourselves with, and most of these things are societal pressure. If the societal pressure wasn't there, we won't be feeling as bad as we are feeling. I just thought to bring that to your notice. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.